is going to be have to do with. Have to do with. This is just a simple expression to mean to be concerned or associated with, or even just to be about. So, you could say like, what is today's meeting about? Or what does today's meeting have to do with? Interchangeably. It's the same thing. Like, you could say today's topic has to do with making deals, deal making. So it's just kind of what it's about, what it's associated or concerned with. What does it have to do with? Maybe if someone says, Ira, I need to talk to you, I might say, well, what does it have to do with? Like, what are we going to talk about? This sounds serious. What does this have to do with? So it's just an expression to just say, like, what is this associated with? What is this about?
Have nothing to do with. Have something to do with.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
Have nothing to do with, have something to do with?
Yeah.
Well, they're opposites.
The with is not. Have to do with. And have something to do with. Is this the same and similar?
Yeah, have something to do with and have to do with is kind of the same. Something to do with just means like a little bit, not entirely, but part of this is going to be. So you say, Ira, I need to talk. And I say, what does this have to do with? And then you say, it has something to do with your teaching style or something like that. So you can give me a hint, what does this have to do with? Like that. Number 2, overlap. This is just an area of common interest. He talks about in the video, the very important part of making deals is the overlap where both sides are happy. Both sides get something they consider the benefit of the deal. So that's kind of an overlap, just where two areas are kind of going over each other and there's a shared interest. You can picture like the Venn diagrams with the two circles that come together, and the middle is the overlap. Number 3, intonation is just the rise and fall of your voice when speaking. Every language in the world has, their own style of intonation, the way what parts of the words they choose to go high with and what parts they choose to go low with. I think most languages, when you're asking a question, the intonation goes up at the end. So that's a very common and very easy example of intonation. What are we doing tomorrow? I don't know. Okay, number 4, cue is, I think of a cue as kind of a sign or a signal. This definition says a thing said or done that serves as a signal to an actor or performer, but it could be to anyone. So when you're talking or having conversation, there are kind of social cues, right, that you can kind of like read in another person and see, are they interested in what I'm talking about? Maybe they're not interested in what I'm talking about, like their eyes are not paying attention, or maybe they're nodding in agreement too much. Like if someone says, okay, then maybe, okay, they're not interested in what I'm saying. That's a cue. In the video, his heart rate, his breathing. He says his breathing really increases. And that's his cue he says that's kind of a cue that he needs to slow down when making his deals. Like when he was a young businessman, the cue was his breathing would go high. So he realized, okay, I need to calm down. Number 5, opposite, just means in a position facing a specified or implied subject. So this can be used as kind of a direction. You could say, this building is opposite the other building, right? Like the chocolate coffee is opposite the... Is there another building? I see a Starbucks coffee down there. So we could say this cafe is opposite the Starbucks coffee down the road. Number 6, slow down. This just means to take it easy, relax, right? If you're working too hard, maybe someone will tell you to slow down, like before you have burnout. You know, burnout is when you totally kind of lose your mind because of working too hard. So it's important in our lives to slow down. Usually we do this with vacation or something like that, take a break. That could be slowing down. And number 7, the rate is the quantity, amount, measure of something. You hear a lot about heart rate. That's your beats per minute, beats per second. Your breathing rate. He talks about his breathing rate increases when he's nervous. That's how many times he's breathing in a certain amount of time. So the rate can just be many different kind of measures of things. Heart rate, breathing rate, pay rate for kind of economics and things, like the amount of money you have to pay. Right, so that's the kind of measure. So any questions about these 7 words?
About opposite? I mean, it's new to me that they say that there is a person who is opposite me or opposite him. So, is it normal to say the way?
Oh, yeah, totally normal. Right.
Like not necessarily to say opposite to me, opposite to him. I mean,
you can say opposite to me.
Yeah, but it's also okay not to use to.
Right. Right. And it can just mean facing, in front of, right? Yeah. You are opposite Bora.
So I can say Bora is opposite me.
Yeah, opposite me.
So it's okay. Yeah, you say opposite to me is okay.
And opposite to me is okay as well. Yeah, she's opposite to me.
How about it like kind of competition? And also I can say, Bora is opposite me, and that competition meaning she's my rival or competitor. Can I say it right?
I would say she's opposing me. She's opposing me, but not opposite me.
Opposing me.
Opposing.
He's just an effort. But opposite side is like competition, competitor, right?
Right, the opposite team, the opposite side. Yeah, you could say Bora's on the opposite team, or Bora's, yeah.